to Channel Strong. We're here in Chantilly, Virginia with Brian from BD Net, and we're having a great time. And Brian, just want to talk to you a little bit about, why we're here. This all started through COVID, and we were trying to just keep everybody out. We had the masks on at the time. We were staying safe and, just getting away from all that screen fatigue. So first off, thank you for hosting us. We're really grateful that you allowed us to have the parking lot here, get all the MSPs together. But second off, let's talk about COVID just for a second. When that all hit, what was it like for you and your team when COVID first hit? How did you guys adjust? Did you need to adjust? What was it all like when you had to switch?
Well, we were definitely concerned. I mean, as soon as it hit, we were one of those things where we were like, hey, how's this going to change the industry? How's this going to change us? And we were quite pleasantly surprised based on something that we had already put into, adoption early on with laptops, VPNs, a lot of working from home. And we are in this area where people really spend more time at home than they do based on traffic, things of that nature.
Sure.
So we were happy that we didn't have to do a whole lot of focus changing. And then, because of that, it actually needed more support. So we found ourselves busier, having to hire, one of the luckier companies that, didn't have to deal with those issues. So that was really nice.
And that's great. And so obviously it's early adoption, right? Things that we were already shifting to.
Yes.
You feel like that people who were already shifting to the cloud before this happened gave a little bit of a boost and kept you guys
They
going.
definitely were better off. Anybody that had already been in that, and anybody that wasn't already wasn't prepared for that, hadn't already switched to it, we found that they were quickly making a change and either coming to companies like us that had already said, this is what we do, this is how we do it, we should have been doing this a long time ago.
Right.
So, the goods and the bads, I guess.
Well, so that's a good thing that you brought up there. So did you find that now, because of this, right, we always talk about, well, what if a hurricane or what if a fire? Well, now how about what if a pandemic hits? Like, are you finding now with this, plus the security things that are changing, partners are now more open and they're actually coming to you more asking to do these things as before, where they used to push back and say, why do I need this? Why do I need to go to the cloud? Why do I need this security? Has that changed a little bit?
Oh, you're absolutely 100%. It has changed. Matter of fact, just a literally phone call, based on some of the RMM tools that we had some security issues with, that has been, dominant in news and social media. So we're now getting phone calls where we never got those phone calls before, and we were pushing it. Now we're getting phone calls like, hey, are we doing the right thing? And perfect example is we had a meeting with a great partner, one of ours, that pulled us to the side and said, I just want to make sure, what are we okay? And then what do we do if something like that happens?
Sure.
And we already had everything in place and had already known what to talk about, and it went a great meeting. So I love the fact that we don't have to push as hard as on the selling side of it to say, you have to have this. Now they already know that they need it.
That's awesome. So coming out now, right, where we seem to be coming on the other side, obviously you were doing pretty good going in, and now it's pushing things. Where do you see BD Net heading now, and now and into the future, now that we're coming out the other side of this?
Well, I don't really see a whole lot of changes. I think that what we're doing is fitting into our wheelhouse. I think that the security side obviously is going to be the next big power play. And then more after the security side, I think it'll be, and it kind of moves into the security side of it, but doing a lot of VDMs and getting that everything cloud-based.
Sure.
We're seeing so many more companies go, get me off of my on-premise.
So from a standpoint of your business side, right, with all these changes, are you guys going to still have people work from home? Are you going to kind of be a hybrid environment? Are you bringing people back? What have you found for your environment? And then we'll dive into the personal stuff about all that. Yeah. But right now, how are you guys going to stick with it, have a hybrid version?
It probably depends on what owner you ask at what time during the day. I think that we have the capability, and we know that we've already done it, to be people working from home. Matter of fact, we're looking at a new project manager, and that project manager will most likely be anywhere in the world.
Nice.
We won't look at specifically this area, which to me I think is going to open up the job force a little bit more, saying, hey, you can work from anywhere in the world, and we're okay with that. So I think that's a positive side.
Nice.
I love the fact that people still being in the office.
I agree. Yes.
I like that. That's my camaraderie. But we find that people are successful at working from home, and I'm glad that they're doing it.
Flexibility.
Yes.
Right. All right. So when you went home, there's significant others, there's pets, there's kids who are like, whoa, Dad's home, or my
why is he home?
Right. And so now that that's changed a little bit, do you feel like the families of your coworkers or even your family are like, Dad, it's time to go, like get back to the office? Or are they like, oh no, stay home? Like, how's that all going?
I think probably everybody's experienced that. You
right.
get a lot of the jokes made. My wife told me I have to literally, I can go anywhere, I just can't stay here. So we're seeing a lot of that where everybody's like, hey, I want to go back to work. We had several employees that wanted to be at home, and they probably had a much easier setup. Dealt with at home was simple. Some people don't always have that luxury and don't want to work beside the kid or work beside the wife. The wife's already working or the husband's already working. So we're finding that it's a mix. It's a mix between the two. Some people are getting kicked out of their house and some people are more than happy to stay.
And of course the pets are like, what are you doing home? Usually I'm tearing stuff up when you're out. Get out of here.
The Zoom meetings have become really entertaining because I love how everybody still apologizes. And I'm like, this is every day now.
Right.
We don't even think about it. It's just you're listening to somebody, cry in the background, or the dog. The Amazon showed up. The dog's going crazy. That's just the world we live in now.
Right. 100%. Okay. So last thing, I also want to thank you. Obviously this is about bringing our community together, and love the fact that our MSP community has a place for all MSPs to come together. There's no worry about competition. It's about collaboration and having those conversations. And then also we're taking it to the next level and delivering something to our local communities with the food drive. So I really want to thank you for that. I know you have someone here that's going to collect it and bring it to their local church. So really wanted to just thank you about that. Thank you for hosting, and really appreciate all that you do for the community. And just glad that we got to do this. So let's give the handshake.
And I really appreciate you guys coming out here. This was a fantastic time. We had a great turnout. It was just really enjoyable. I got my butt kicked a couple times in cornhole. I'll take that. I'll take that. Just it is what it is. But we had a great time, and thank you so much for picking us to come down. And I'm glad that it turned out well.
It was a really
thank you
great
so
time.
much.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it. All right, everybody. Thanks again for another Channel Strong video. We'll see you on the road soon.